You think we were too negative?
Look, what I'm trying to say, right, is that I'm just getting that bit clear first, all right? But that don't excuse Mane should have been sent off in the 3rd minute.
You think definitely a sending off?
You will not see a clearer red card all season. Don't give me any kind of argument to tell me otherwise. It's the clearest red card. Mane was sitting there after it had done saying shoulder, shoulder. What, is this your shoulder? It was a forearm smash across Tierney's face. It's there. VAR's there. This is not a VAR problem. That incident is not a VAR problem. It's an incompetent referee problem. And that's the issue we have in this country. You still have incompetent clowns that cannot do their job properly trying to officiate technology. Bellerin, performance again. The guy's given 2 foul throws away in a game. I can't remember the last time I've seen a foul throw in a game of football, let alone Premier League football, and 2. I even turned around and said to you, what age group does your son play in? Because we don't even see it at that level. And he's sitting there looking, and that's the worst bit. He's moaning like he hasn't done anything wrong. Why is he not fully stretching his arms? Is he worried about untucking his shirt? I'm not even joking. It's like, what are you doing? Simple, basic stuff. Take a throw.
Lacazette had that big chance.
Like our blood clot Zet bottled it. You understand? I'll be the first man to say it. You get me? I'm glad that he knows himself that he fucked up as well, because you can see the reaction from him. You get me? But I don't want to see that reaction, blood. I want to see you celebrating. You get me? I don't want to see you saying, oh, I should have done better. You get me? Because I don't know if the first one was offside. The second one, you had hella time. You understand? You just made the wrong decision, blood. You get me? You hit it straight at Alisson, whole goal. You get me? I don't know what happened there, blood. You understand? 3rd goal, we're chasing. Is it a handball? Isn't it a handball? There's another decision. You understand? The referee today, absolute fucking joke. You get me? Absolute fucking disgrace. It's fucking disgusting, blood. You understand? Pepe, come on, poor. You understand? 2 corners, first man. What the fuck are you doing? I'm out here defending you, and you're doing that. You understand? I expect more from you. I wanted you to start.
Could have got the equaliser. I don't know what could have happened in that game if Lacazette had scored. But we just seem to show them a little bit too much respect. You know.
I don't know about that. I think like let's get the things into perspective straight away. The first things first. They were the better team and deserved their victory. But we set up to allow them to have the domination. You know what I mean? So when people say, oh, they dominated and all that is, we allowed them to do that. It's the game plan. The game plan was to suck them in like we did for the goal. And that was great. As I said earlier on, and I'll say it again now, that team is exactly the same team that got us 8th in the league last season, bar Willian. That was it. Where's the investment in the team? Where is the investment in this team?
There's a week left to see what.
A week left.
And part of the investment was on the bench.
And listen, and I can tell you that now, we can all be disappointed and all a little bit angry and whatever about it, emotional, all that. Like, get used to it. Because if we don't invest in this next week, we'll have games like this when we think, oh, we could have done this and we could have done that. You know, what happens if we'd have had Mikel Arteta's players going into this game today? I would fancy, we've given them a right good go. You know what I mean? We're 2-3 years behind these, by the way.
We played today as a much more rigid, almost back 5, with Maitland-Niles really wide the whole game. So actually, Gabriel would have been perfect for it. You know, you could have had Holding, Luiz, Gabriel, and really just soaked it up a bit better, had a bit more presence and a bit more pace, and then Tierney at wing back would have offered more. Look, it's all ifs and buts, and hindsight's a beautiful thing. But I'm surprised. I mean, I don't know whether we didn't play that normal way because Liverpool are so good, or because Arteta mixed it up slightly tactically. I don't know. We just looked like, even though we created a few chances, we looked like we didn't really have enough in the final third when we got there. And our goal, you know, we played out the back nicely, but there was luck, wasn't there, in the end?
First of all, the referee performance was shocking. First of all.
You think Mane should have been sent off?
Of course. You see, this is now when people like Mourinho that I never agree with, this is the only thing I can agree with him on. If you look at his interview yesterday, you see what he's saying, and that is what Craig Pawson just validated Mourinho. That's what Craig Pawson did. That is a red card. If it's Arsenal, they'll give red card. It is what it is, my brother. It is the bias against Arsenal. It is what it is. It's not what it is. I've been seeing the bias for years now.
You think there's a bias against Arsenal?
I have to think so. If it's an Arsenal player, that's a red. They'll say review. They did not even review it. But it is what it is now. How did that not go to VAR? What is VAR there for? What is the on-screen monitor or the on-pitch monitor there for? What is the person in Stockley Park or whatever park he is in? Is he not supposed to radio him to say, no, I think you need to look at this again, have a second look? Why did they look at the Man United penalty again? After the referee blew the final whistle. It is what it is. If it was us, they'll say, no, it's final. We are not checking. It is what it is, my brother. We have to question these things. It is what it is.
Like Troop said, Fabinho clattered into Willian. He didn't even get a free kick. What's all that about? What's the referee doing? The questions got to be asked because this happens all the time.
It's not the reason we lost the game, though, is it?
No, it's not.
They're the better team.
No, it's not the reason we lost the game, but it's the reason why teams are able to come and just kick us down and be unpunished.
Do you reckon, I mean, I say it's not the reason we lost the game, but had Mane got a red card, that would be a game changer. With 10 men, you'd see a different Liverpool, obviously.
It's a game changer.
Game changer in that they would have to change their tactics.
So I hear what you're saying. Would Liverpool's name still be the same? Would it still be the same? Because we would have been able to swamp on them. I can't understand it. But this has been going on too long. And I want to know why. Because to me, listen, the referees have a hard job. We understand that and we can respect that. But if you are reffing the game and you don't see things, why are you not asking your linesman or your lineswoman, why are you not going to VAR to check it? And also, when I say about the vendetta, I'm sorry, unless the rules have changed in the last 24 hours, as far as I see, Jota's handball, the rules are, and somebody could correct me, because somebody wrongly, might add, WRONGLY, wrongly.
I can spell, you know. You know what I mean? I can spell.
I know how you can spell. Thank you, Troops Collection. Robbie, I know you can spell. I'm saying it to the person who messaged AFTV and said the rule. The rule is, as far as I know, like I said, unless it's changed in the time just a few seconds ago, and nanoseconds ago, because the rule is if the ball hits your hand and it directly leads to a goal, it is a free kick.
Did it hit his hand, though?
Of course it hit his hand.
Yeah?
Of course it is hand. And also, again, why did it not go to VAR? This is
Do
what
you feel we've been cheated today?
Yes. We've been cheated for years.
Lacazette, that big chance he had, and he blew it.
2 big chances. How did he miss them? I mean, I was expecting him to finish them. Really disappointed that he didn't.
And when you look at it, there is a gap between us and Liverpool. It's early in the season, they're the champions, we're still building, but what's it going to take to start pulling that gap back?
I think our performance, I mean, we can't sort of see it as, oh, it's Liverpool and sort of hold back, because it was sort of like we were holding back. We weren't going in with the full aggression and everything. We need to go into the game with more confidence and our performance will be better. I just don't feel like we went in with that. And if we want to be, you know, competing with big teams like Liverpool and all the rest of them, then we need to fix up. You know, we need to play fearless, have no fear.
Willian did not track back. And neither did Bellerin for that goal that Robertson scored. And it's an embarrassing goal to concede, really, because everyone just left him open.
Straight away after we'd gone ahead as well.
And that's not the way, when you score a goal, you want to stay in the game, you know, but to concede literally within a minute is not what Arteta wants to see. And I'm sure he would rip into them, make everyone start writing analysis, just like it makes the captain Aubameyang do, to figure out where they went wrong in that game, because they let their heads go.
The controversial bit in the game was Mane. A lot of people suggesting, Ty, you heard him earlier, he should have been sent off. What do you make of it?
Mane's my guy, man, but everyone knows he should have been sent off. He's a phenomenal player.
Why weren't he then? Why didn't it even go to VAR? If everybody seems quite convinced that it's an elbow, why not even a check?
I don't think VAR works on a Monday night. I think it's just, I think it's just for the weekends, because it was used every game, pretty much every game on the weekend, but today it was missing, so I don't know.
You speak about the tactics, right? The tactics baffled me today because, you know, we didn't commit to playing out of the back in the way that we should have, in my opinion. Too often, we just accepted playing long balls out from the back. And it seems like we brought David Luiz in to do that job today. You know, if you look at the back five, actually, if you look at the back five and Leno and Xhaka, not a single one of those players with their long balls had a long ball success rate of more than 50%. You know, that's awful. If I'm on a football pitch and I try and do something 3 or 4 times and I mess it up half the time, I'm just going to say, all right, fine, I'm going to change it up. I'm going to do something different now because, you know, I'm not doing it well enough today. And the fact that none of them even, you know, none of them got more than 50% success rate on their long balls. Was shocking. And the guy who it falls on, David Luiz, who I felt like was brought in today for this reason, his rate was 39%. That's awful. That's playing into Liverpool's hands. For me, I found that very frustrating.
It was a poor performance. Aubameyang was poor today. He was nowhere to be seen today. Do you know what I'm
Anonymous.
saying? Like, it was anonymous. I seen someone say today that, oh, why didn't Aubameyang start? That's how poor he was. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, all round. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, defensively, like in that middle as well. In that middle, like it's crying out. Like it's crying out for a spine. There's no spine in that midfield. There's no spine in that midfield. Like, we were really looking for scraps. Like, the only other chance we had, obviously we scored, but that come from an error. Like, that was probably the only way we was gonna get anything today.
I know we say Partey and Aouar, and we need them, but there's issues elsewhere too. There's people that cost us in games, and they've done it year in, year out. You know, the first, second, and third goal, Bellerin has some part to play in all three. All three, Rob. He left Mane for the first. He didn't look over his shoulder to see Robertson for the second. And for the third, he didn't close down Jota. I'm not saying it's all on him, but that's a player that in the summer I said we need to improve on. But we didn't, and we haven't, and we're not. You know, at the end of the day, Arteta, all credit goes to Arteta for keeping us in it for at least 88 minutes. Our last 4 games against the Big Six, we've come out victors 4 times, won an FA Cup out of it. Arteta deserves to be backed, Rob. But this team will go nowhere like this. Nowhere.
Every time Van Dijk played the ball over the top, it reached Mane, it reached to Salah, it reached to one of the Liverpool players, it reached to them. Why we can't play? Why Mikel Arteta don't want them to play the ball over? Why Aubameyang? Abba was lost in this game. One time in injury time in the second half, Aubameyang he actually made that run. One time. Liverpool was playing too high. Why we doesn't capitalize on that? Why we didn't change the game?
Well, we weren't able to. We weren't able to. Like you said,
have to
we had no
understand.
control in the
Yes,
midfield.
he's changing Arsenal. The player is playing better, but him have to understand. Huh?
Yeah, no, I heard you on that. Just to say, sorry, I heard you on that. Can you hear me? We're having a bit of a bad line. Let me just ask you one. All right, let me just ask you one final thing then, because the line isn't great. Transfer window closes next week. What do we need?
We need to get a proper no-nonsense centre off, and that's we believe is Partey.